Last night on Monday Night Raw, General Manager Adam Pearce made the very first War Games match official, and hopefully only War Games match for Survivor Series. I honestly think we don't need a second War Games match on the SmackDown side of things. But it's going to be the team of the current World Heavyweight Champion, Seth freaking Rollins, tagging with the former Undisputed Tag Team Champions, main event Jey Uso, American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, along with Sami Zayn, who put on one hell of a match last night against Seth freaking Rollins and came this close to dethroning him for that World's Championship. That might come into play later down the line, because I do believe that of all the four members that are currently involved with Seth freaking Rollins in this team, they all want a shot. They all want to eventually become World's Heavyweight Champion, so that might come into play. But they're going to be facing the team of the Judgment Day plus JD McDonough, because even though JD McDonough has done his absolute best to join the group, to join the stable, I don't think he's an official member of the group just yet. And I'm not trying to take a dig at JD McDonough. He's a fantastic performer. He did incredible work in NXT, in NXT UK as far as I'm concerned. The man can go. This is not a direct apples to apples comparison, but it kind of reminds me of when DX had Hornswoggle as an honorary member or something, whatever. But that didn't work back then. Hopefully we can build up to a point where JD joins Judgment Day very, very soon. But for now, it's going to be JD McDonough tagging with Dirty Dominic Mysterio, still North American Champion, tagging with the current Undisputed Tag Team Champions, Finn Balor, and Senior Money in the Bank, Damian Priest as well. This, of course, will be taking place in Chicago, Illinois, War Games match, and a lot to talk about because there's a lot of factors going into this match. Number one, I already mentioned it. Every single member in Seth Rollins' team, as well as Damian Priest himself on the other side of things, they all want to crack at the World's Championship. They all want to be World Heavyweight Champion. So that might come into play. Factor number two, Senior Money in the Bank himself, Damian Priest. He has the briefcase, which means, and he's going to be in direct competition, in direct contact throughout the entirety of this match, pretty much, with the World Champion, meaning he could cash in at any point in time. Prior to the match, during the match, after the match, we could see a cash in. That can come into play. But one thing I want to touch upon is, we're nearing the end of the year. And as we near the end of the year, we start to begin the road to WrestleMania. And pretty much the road is set for Cody Rhodes to challenge Roman Reigns once again for the Universal Championship in Philadelphia at WrestleMania 40. But in the meantime, they got to keep Cody Rhodes entertained. They got to keep him busy. And there's only so many feuds, so many rivalries, placeholder rivalries, rather, they can put him in. They had him with Brock Lesnar. They had him with Dominic Mysterio, Damian Priest, and whatnot. But why not consider maybe they're building up to maybe a Royal Rumble match between Seth freaking Rollins and Cody Rhodes for the World's Heavyweight Championship. Fourth match for them, amongst them in that series. Something that they've teased. They teased it during the World Title Tournament back in April and May. They teased it again after Cody Rhodes was done with the Beast incarnate. But it has never come to fruition. And again, I think the road to Cody Rhodes finishing his story, the road to Cody Rhodes finally winning the big one, the World Championship, whether it be the WWE title or the World title in WWE, should end at WrestleMania, and it should be against Roman Reigns in Philadelphia. I think that's a pretty damn good way to go at this point in time. So I wouldn't have them switch to championships, but why not stop with the teases and give us this match for the World Championship? Just one match. Just one match. Kind of in the same vein of Battleground 2015. When you had Seth freaking Rollins face off against Brock Lesnar for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship back then. Brock Lesnar's rematch for the title. And something had to give because, well, Lesnar wasn't going to lose clean. Rollins wasn't going to win clean. Something had to give, and guess what? The Undertaker made his return, and that led to a match at SummerSlam between Taker and Lesnar. The same thing can happen in the next few weeks, in the next few months between Rollins and Cody Rhodes. You just have Damian Priest cash in and ruin Cody Rhodes' moment becoming world champion. That could come into play. Now, again, it's been less than 24 hours at this point since the match has been announced. There's no indication that we're going to get to Cody Rhodes versus Seth freaking Rollins for the world title anytime soon. But the backstage interactions that they're going to have in the next few weeks, their quote-unquote chemistry that they're going to have at War Games as they team together against the Judgment Day, against the common foe, that all adds to the story. That all adds to the psychology of these two once again facing off one-on-one against each other in the very, very near future. And I'm not going to lie, that is something that I eventually want to see. Even if it's just a placeholder, even if it's just like at Royal Rumble 2022 when we had Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins for the Universal Championship. A match that has WrestleMania caliber potential, but you're not going to give us a clear winner. You're not going to really establish who's better or give us a clear result. But you just give us something tangible as far as these two is concerned. Maybe. It might come into play. But Rollins, at this point in time, he's going to get it from everywhere. His three members, Damian Priest, a returning Drew McIntyre very, very soon. A heel McIntyre. So that world title picture is going to certainly heat up very, very soon. But again, I might be just throwing stuff against the wall and nothing might stick. I don't know what Triple H and Creative have planned for WWE at this point, for Rollins at this point. So with that said, we'll just have to wait and see what transpires in the next few weeks on Monday Night Raw. So with that said, what are your thoughts? What are you expecting from the War Games match in Chicago at Survivor Series? Who do you think is going to be the man coming out of this entire War Games match? Who's going to be the next challenger to Rollins' World Championship reign? Leave your thoughts, comments, and predictions in the comment section below. In the meantime, tune in later on tonight to the USA Network for another episode of NXT. I'm Alexis Carrillo. This has been Wrestling Talk, and I'll see you next time.